Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver
Guys, look here,
now.
roadtoruta.com. Crazy days. Everything has gone sideways. Now we have the return of Roaring Kitty. This is the Wall Street Bets guy who they even made a movie out of him. This is a GameStop phenomenon. You know, they're trying to short the big hedge funds are trying to short GameStop again. I don't know why, idiots. Because memes are very powerful these days in this ridiculous age of nobody wants to do their homework. Nobody wants to invest long term. Nobody wants to do anything but make money tomorrow and run away and buy a Lambo. It's embarrassing. But hey, it is what it is. What do you do? Animal instincts when it comes to investing. GameStop's Roaring Kitty returns, sends shares skyrocketing as millions of apes go insomniac. Quote, my God, it's him. He's really back. To give a hedge fund bitch a heart attack. To make a million apes insomniac. It's the guy who's not a cat. This is what drives market these days. So the Roaring Kitty guy, this is guy Keith Gill, who there's a pretty good movie out. I think it's on either Amazon or Netflix or something. That's all he posted, and it's moving markets. Oh, Lord, don't they ever learn. But hey, you know, the criminals are running the show, so who knows what'll happen with this. But we do know silver cannot be pushed down lately. What the hell? What the hell? Even in relation to gold, the gold-silver ratio is starting to tighten. I think it's still above. Let's find out exactly right now what the gold-silver ratio is, because it's the only thing I really am keeping an eye on as to when should I sell my silver. When the gold-silver ratio, probably my first sell will be 7-1, which is what it's coming out of the ground as, but just to get stuff. And then 1-1 when I'm thinking, okay, silver's freely traded now, and you know, where do I want to go from here? Are there other investments that look better than silver when the price hits 1-1 with gold? There could be. And then if it really goes overboard, I think 1-10, where 1 ounce of gold or 1 ounce of silver would get 10 ounces of gold. And that is on the way. But we're currently sitting at, is it 83-1? Yep, 83-1 right now, which is insane, obviously. Silver has been manipulated for so long now. You look at the current state of the silver market. This is what's happening. If you look at the 1-year chart, that's how far it is above the moving averages. Now, the moving averages keep coming up and coming up. It used to be prior to, when is this, March? Yes, March of this year, that the banksters would play with the moving averages. They would short when it got above the 100 and 200-day moving averages, and they'd cover as they artificially slammed it below the moving averages. I don't think many people are looking at the moving averages anymore. India has started to buy again. I said before that India was a massive buyer under $25, as in hundreds of millions of tons. I mean, hundreds of millions of ounces of silver are being bought by India every time they push it under the under $25. That has changed. I think India is starting to say, maybe we won't get back under the moving averages. Maybe we won't get back under $25. So I guess we'll find out, right? Moving averages right now are like $24, $24.50 for the 100-day. And we're at 28.23. I don't think a lot of people are looking at that. As a matter of fact, SLV, the big ETF, supposedly has all that silver that's obviously been rehypothecated many times over. But the short position was starting to close in. It closed by 30%. I think it was last week or last month. 30%. So somebody thinks silver is about to run over the $30 mark. And, you know, if it's SLV, it's the authorized participants who are the actual ones who short silver, according to Jeff Curry of Goldman Sachs. But don't tell Rustin Benham, the head of the CFTC, that, because he'll get very confused. He'll have to tamp down the price of silver again. But look at this. The SEC charges HSBC and Scotia Capital. Those are two of the largest silver riggers. HSBC and Scotia Capital with widespread record-keeping failures. Firms admit to wrongdoing and agree to pay penalties. Whatever happens to those penalties, raise your hand if you know. The CFTC and the SEC, it's like a get out of jail free card. You pay $10 million, $20 million, $920 million, and you get out of jail. You can do whatever the hell you want. Scotia Capital. The reason I saw this, and I wasn't looking for it, I was looking for Scotia has resurfaced right here. Bank of Note, where is it? This is the silver delivery month. Of course, JP Morgan has almost half of taken physical delivery of almost half. They've probably sold it somewhere else. But right here, Scotia Capital just took 890 million ounces in their house account. The question is, what is that for? Obviously they're involved in the rigging of silver. Bank of Nova Scotia has been involved since day one. But they claim they're out of the business a couple years ago. Clearly they're not. But let's see if HSBC is still our big delivery person. Oh, yeah. HSBC right here delivered so far of the 28 million ounces. HSBC is at exactly half. They're at 14 million ounces. That can't be right. Yeah, they are at 15 million ounces. Almost exactly half, a little more than half. HSBC has been the deliverer of silver, the deliverer of last resort. And they just got busted for lying, cheating, and stealing. Again, not that the SEC cares. It's all for show, as we know. Let's see who else is playing a lot this week or this month. This is a delivery month. Pretty good deliveries, 28 million. That's pretty good. Of course, I remember days when there was 60 million, 80 million ounces delivered on the COMEX, but that all goes to the LBMA now. So I never expect much. And I think this is the biggest month silver delivery this month. Let's see. Yep, just past March. March it was 27 million ounces. It looks like they have just passed it, 28 million ounces right here. These contracts are 5,000 per contract. Anyway, silver's fine. Don't worry about silver. Buy as much as you can. Physical silver in your own possession only. I highly recommend the pre-65 coinage. If you can't get pre-65, the Silver Eagles, don't go crazy paying on premiums, but I do believe that we will once again incorporate gold and silver as money in the United States, which will put a huge premium on the U.S. minted. I'm just talking about our U.S. crowd. For Canada, I think probably the same with the maple leaves and all the Canadian mint manufactured coins. Same with every other country if you have a mint. If you don't, I can't help you. I don't know. But with the U.S., I do believe they don't have to say it's illegal to own silver or trade silver. I don't think they will, but they can tax the hell out of it. They can change the commodity tax to 50% commodity tax, so that any profits made from commodities, from silver, from gold, whatever, traded outside of the U.S. dollar issued coins, U.S. mint issued coins, they already tax it at 28%, and Representative Moody has introduced a bill that will take the tax away from all the U.S. minted coinage, which obviously it doesn't make sense to tax the money of the United States. It is money of the United States. It's constitutional money. How they get away with this, I don't know. We gave up our laws a long time ago, but anyway, that's what's going on. So good to see the SEC, Gary Gensler. Way to go, buddy. Gary Gensler, the same guy who headed the CFTC when JP Morgan was rigging the silver market for JP Morgan and Friends since 2008 to 2014 or whatever they admitted to. And they continue, obviously. It all continues. So, yeah, good month for silver, and it's only the 10th. We could see this get up to 30 million ounces maybe. Remember, at any time, people can go in, buy a contract, and take delivery. And then that delivery, I think, has to be cleared by the end of the month. But they can take delivery of physical silver mid-month. You don't want to do it. You can have the regulators up your ass, but just send it to London for the LBMA. Really interesting. This guy, speaking of Scotiabank, here's the Bank of Canada's the head of the what is it? The Federal Reserve of Canada, the Bank of Canada. Listen to what he says.
Some indicators of financial stress have risen. At the same time, the valuations of some financial assets appear to have become stretched. This could increase the risk of a sharp correction that could generate system-wide stress.
System-wide stress. Look how calmly he's saying it. We have potential for system-wide stress. So who is this jerky guy? Tiff McCallum, appointed the governor of the Bank of Canada in June 2020. Canada does what the Queen tells them to do. Now the Queen's gone. I don't know who's leading Canada. Who's leading England, who's leading Canada, nobody knows. It's kind of crazy over there. But they are in control of Canada. Always have been. Always have been. Poor Canadians. Love them to death. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm talking to Jean-Claude of Beyond Mystic. We are having a chat today. I think Litecoin Lisa will be in it. Don't know what we're talking about, truthfully. He just called and said, hey, let's do a chat. So we're going to be live today, Monday the 13th. Go check it out. I think it's at noon Pacific time, which is 3 o'clock East Coast time, if you were wondering. So this guy, McCallum, where does he come from? Before becoming governor, Mr. Macklem served as a director of the Bank of Nova Scotia and chair of its board risk committee. So during the time when silver was rigged, Scotiabank was a massive rigger, and this is the guy who led the bank, or led as a director of the Bank of Nova Scotia, and on the risk committee. There was no bigger risk than rigging the silver market back in the 2015, whenever he was there. So Tiff Macklem, I'll guarantee you, the reason he became the head of the Central Bank of Canada is because of his knowledge of the silver manipulation, and he is allowing currently the Bank of Nova Scotia, the trading arm now known as Scotia Capital, to be involved in the rig job when they claimed they were getting out. I know, right? It's crazy. So regulators are starting to freak. There's some Reuters. Regulators told to be ready to handle failed clearinghouses. Companies like the CME Group, the Deutsche Börse, and the International Intercontinental Exchange. Those are the three biggies. They are ready for the destruction of those. They are supposed to be clearing all transactions. They're the ones responsible. It used to be in exchange clearinghouses, it was whoever sat on the board, who were the owners of the exchange, they were liable. They got rid of that. They started making them public companies so that they didn't get in trouble. That was, oh shit, I covered that like 15 years ago. Anyway, regulators must equip themselves with tools such as bail-in bonds to deal quickly with a failed clearinghouse for stocks, bonds, or derivatives. Without having to call on taxpayers for cash, the G20's risk watchdog said on Thursday. After the global financial crisis of 2007 to 2009, regulators mandated clearing for a wider range of derivatives, meaning they must pass through a clearer backed by a default fund to ensure competition of trade. More recently, the United States has adopted rules to force more trades in the $26 trillion U.S. Treasury market through clearers. As a result of such changes, some clearers have become vital to financial systems in more than one jurisdiction, meaning their failure could damage financial stability unless they can be stabilized or resolved. The FSB said its new standard, which builds on previous guidance, requires that adequate liquidity, loss absorption, and recapitalization resources and tools are available to maintain the continuity of a clearer's critical functions and mitigate adverse effects on financial stability should shutdown become necessary. Good frickin' luck with that. It's not $26 trillion. That's $26 trillion in treasuries. The derivative market is $2 quadrillion. Nobody can cover that. The Intercontinental Exchanges, I think that's the big mother of them all. CME, obviously, the U.S. market, they can't cover shit. What's his Duffy? The guy Duffy who runs it. Been there forever. Just a yes sir man to the banking cabal. Criminal. Deutsche the exchange in Germany, all this stuff is going down. Goodbye, good luck, good riddance. More information: Visa, MasterCard, JP Morgan, and Citibank reveal crypto plans for mass institutional adoption. This is from Forbes. After Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP prices pump. Bitcoin and cryptos, including Ethereum, XRP, and other major coins, have been boosted by a Wall Street earthquake this year. Oh my God, it's just so stupid. The Bitcoin price has topped its previous all-time high around $70,000 per Bitcoin. Wow, how old is this article? May 11th. It's down at like 62. Come on, get your shit correct. One analyst predicting former President Donald Trump and Federal Reserve could be about to trigger a massive Bitcoin price move. Yeah, Trump is pro-Bitcoin. Anybody, Kennedy, I'll get to this in a second. RFK Jr. came out and said, yeah, we could use Bitcoin to back the U.S. dollar. Same with gold and silver. Good luck with that. You know why they can't do it? Because no one would trust a, quote, backed system. You either fully back it, as in redeemable, or it's not going to work. If it's redeemable, people will run in, take their shit out, and get out. It's completely a mess. But, the reason I brought this up, JP Morgan, Visa, MasterCard, Citibank, XRP especially, they're all in violation of the Reggie Middleton patent. I don't know what to tell you. Reggie already invented that, and you're not going to him. I don't know. Especially all you crypto XRP lovers. I heard Lynette Zhang's in XRP now. Holy crap. That chick. Don't get me started. All right. I did my Lynette Zhang bashing like 10 years ago. Whatever. No, XRP is a tool that three, kind of sidelines bankers said, hey, we can invent a separate thing than Swift. We can make it, it'll be great. We'll sell it all to the people beforehand. And then when they find out that the central bank no way in hell would ever use it, we can run away with all the money. I think they already sold 30 billion of the XRP tokens. Crazy shit. 30 billion. Sucker born every minute. On the non-sucker side, Theta is at a nice low. I've been saying for a while, I buy in under $2. Under $2 is a great time to get into Theta. You're going to want plenty of Theta in your portfolio. And Theta Fuel, by the way. The AI bonus kicker is coming in, I think, late June for you stakers, which you can... Now, the word is, depending how popular it becomes, you can earn 28% on your T-Fuel, which is huge. It's like the first 500,000 you earn 7%, and the next 500,000 you earn 50%. Comes out to somewhere around 28%. This is not new T-Fuel being created, by the way. This is not. It is people paying for AI services through the Theta network that is implementing now. It's amazing. It is an amazing situation over in Theta. Get your Theta, get your T-Fuel, and just ride it out. Stake it. If you have 1 million T-Fuel, stake it, and you'll get 28% back, supposedly. We'll see it when it happens, right? I think it would... Ultimately, it might get there, but at the beginning, I don't know. I'm talking to people today in a couple hours who know the staking world when it comes to Theta and what's going on with Theta. But hey, if you're a newbie, go to roadrooter.com. We're currently giving away Theta. As a matter of fact, I think we're giving away, let's make sure before I say it. We're giving away 5 Theta, 50 T-Fuel, and 500 T-Drop. Loaded on a paper wallet with every private road subscription, a 1-year subscription. Go check it out. But back to... Okay. So RFK... who I like. I think he's great. He's got no chance of winning, but he does have a chance of getting a lot of Democrats out of the way. But not that the voting system is real anyway. The whole thing's rigged. I don't care who you are. It's all rigged, 100%. But our system has fallen apart already. But here's what RFK Jr. said when asked about money. When I asked him about sound, this is in an interview. When I asked him about sound money and possibly returning to a gold standard, he told me, this is a quote, "One of the issues that we're toying with now is a treasury bill that is based at least partially, maybe starting at 1% and increasing it, on a hard currency, on base currencies like maybe a basket of currencies that include platinum, gold, silver, and Bitcoin. You know, my uncle tried to do something like this before he died with the silver certificate and the gold certificate to give Americans a hedge against inflation. There's lots of ways we can do that. We're talking about making, for example, Bitcoin available and stopping the war against Bitcoin so that middle-class people, working-class people who want to hedge inflation can do that. They don't have to rely on fiat currency. And that will insert a discipline into printing money. If Americans have a choice, it will inject a discipline into printing money that we do not have right now. Hey, I like that. You know, obviously it won't work. You can't, how are you going to back? Well, first of all, it is inflationary if you're introducing new treasury bills. It's kind of like, oh, we're going to have a new CBDC. I mean, that's just, it's not like they're going to completely erase everything from the past. You're just adding more currency on top of another currency. And having a 1% backed currency means nothing. Trust me, just 1%, because that's all we got. We only got 1% of trust left. But hey, it's a step in the right direction. Again, I do think they will, the U.S. government, if the government stays together, will be differentiating between U.S. coinage in gold and silver versus gold and silver traded on commodity markets and in investment purposes. And they'll do that with a tax. They could easily tax silver, 50%. They already tax it 28% for gains, right? They could tax it 50%. They can tax it 98%. They can't so much do that with the coinage. But I don't know. This is me thinking about it for the last 25 years. That's all. And the Road to Ruta documents that came out of the Fed shows Ruta walking into a bank with a stack of 19 gold coins and getting cash back. That kind of give and take. We are returning to that. But how the taxation will work, I don't think there'll be nationalization or confiscation. You need a government with some kind of authority in that situation, which our government has lost all ability for the people to trust it anymore. And it really won't come back. The most sad about the U.S. Mint, and Ventress Gibson, the head of the U.S. Mint, who never, ever, ever worked in a mint in her life, she was the head of HR, and they just threw her at the mint, and now she's making half the silver eagles that should be made. It's illegal, it's embarrassing, and it really has taken away that the golden shiny mint on the hill that everybody loved is now the number 2 mint. They're not making enough silver eagles. They refuse to make the silver eagles. They are criminally doing this at the direction of Janet Yellen. Of course, at the direction of the people running Joe Biden. Anyway, that's where we are. It's going to be a good week. I think silver, is this the week that silver breaks over $30? I don't know. Who knows? And then what, right? And then what? So I don't care if silver breaks $30, $50, $500, $5,000. I'm looking for the gold-silver ratio to get in line with what's coming out of the ground, 7-to-1, or what's above ground, 1-to-1, and diminishing. And I know it's not 1-to-1. It's actually 1-to-10. There's so much more gold, at least 10 times as much gold. There's 2 million tons, not 200,000 tons of gold above ground. And you don't have to believe me. Go to Road to Ruta, find all the documents. Read Gold Warriors by Sterling and Peggy Seagrave, and you'll just be shocked. And it's obvious in all the documentation. I have 3 little CD discs, I forgot even what they call them, of scanned documents and you name it. We got Supreme Court testimony. There's Supreme Court testimony talking about all the gold in the Grand Canyon. I have all that information. It doesn't matter. You don't need proof. People aren't going to believe what they can't get out of their mind. The gold bugs will never believe there's 2 million tons of gold above ground and available. They'll never believe it. I know from my friends at GATA when I was with GATA. I'm like, this is obvious. Look, here's all the evidence. And they're like, oh, no, Bix, you're crazy. You're a tinfoil hat guy. I go, wait a minute. Wasn't Jeff Christian just calling us a tinfoil hat guy? And now, I mean, I'm not giving shit to Bill Murphy or Chris Powell. I love those guys. And they've patted me on the head. There was other guys at GATA that were like, Bix, you're an idiot. And now they're saying, they don't bring it up now. And they're still out there. You know who you are. But they're saying, oh, well, maybe Bix was right. God. That's the problem. When you go your own way, it's like you get years and years of shit. They give you shit for years and years. And then it starts to happen. And you go, okay, you were right. And you got 2 minutes of basking in the glory of being right after 20 years of them giving you shit. It's just not fair, I tell you. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Lots going on this week. I'll keep you guys informed. Go to Beyond Mystic. Go to the Twitter. I guess their Twitter channel. I don't know where the link is. Beyond Mystic. Beyond Mystic. There he is. Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic. Let's see if we're up here. Mother's Day. No, that's not me. Mother's Day. Go to the Beyond Mystic. Let's go to the Rumble channel. There we go. And click on Beyond Mystic on Rumble. And you will see, click under live. And here we are. Donald Trump knows. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to talk about. There we go. So this is today at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Today is May 13th, noon Pacific Time. Go check it out. I think we're talking about when Trump was talking about cryptos. We'll talk about cryptos. We'll talk about what RFK said too. Bitcoin as potentially a backing of a new U.S. bond. Oh my God, give me a break. Again, go to roadtoruta.com. Click on roadtoruta.com. Click on where is it? Oh, you moron, Bix. I should have had this all prepared beforehand. Left side, public roads. Public road updates. Put your name and email address over here. Check out all the silver lies that the Silver Institute is doing. And subscribe to roadtoruta.com. I'll talk